everyone and welcome. My name is Karina Chavez and today I am going to be talking about how we can help our planet, and I just want to provide you with great information about how we can do that. But before we get started, I want to ask you guys a very important question, and that is, where do you see yourself in the next few years? You do not have to answer me right now. Think about it and we'll come back to it at the end of this presentation. So today's topic, how can we help our environment? Well, we can do that by implementing the 3 R's. The 3 R's are reduce, reuse, and recycle. The 3 R's are not something new. They have been around for many years, but it became very popular in the 60s and 70s. Also, Earth Day became very popular around that time period. So why are the 3 R's so important? Well, it saves money, helps our environment, and we can also help our community by implementing the 3 R's. I want to start off with the first R, which is reduce. Reduce just means having less. And earthday.org gave great tips on how we can have less waste. Because according to Tidal Max, the amounts of waste that we produce each day in America for each person is about 6 pounds. It's 5.9 pounds. Only 1.5 pounds of those are actually recycled. This is a big issue if we add up how many millions of Americans are in the country. So, earthday.org, like I was saying, gave great tips. And one of those tips is just to make a grocery list. A grocery list can help us by buying less items and producing less waste. They also estimated that 94% of the items that we buy eventually end up in the trash. So we are basically also throwing away money. Some other things that they talked about was just to start printing on both sides of our paper to reduce the amounts of paper that we consume, and also to start using electronic mail instead of getting paper mail. So now let's move on to the second R, which is reuse. So reuse prevents pollution, saves energy and money, and reduces the amounts of waste that need to be recycled or sent to landfills. So how can we do this? Well, it's simple, by just donating to our community. Remember that we probably don't like our items anymore, but that doesn't mean that it can be someone else's treasure. So we can donate them to nonprofit organizations, churches, schools, libraries, or even thrift stores. The items that can be donated are books, furniture, clothes, electronics, and even food. So this is the best way to reuse items. Other things can be like silverware, or I'm sure you guys have seen reusable bags in our grocery stores, and that will produce less bags that you are having to just use and throwing away. Again, reduce and reuse. Last but not least, it is recycling. Recycling means something old that would be transformed into raw material that can be shaped into a new item. And these are the words of Rinkish from Conserved Energy. Recycling helps our community, economy, and environment. Things that can be recycled are bottles, plastic bottles, glass jars, cardboard, boxes, and cans. Also electronics, and even plastic bags. But first you have to check with your recycling company before you actually throw them away. Another thing that I was able to look up in this research was about the recycling symbol. A lot of items not have the recycling symbol, but that does not mean that it can be recycled. Again, you have to do a little bit more research about the items that can be recycled But the things that we know are the items that I already explained to you, which are plastic bottles, cans, boxes, cardboard, a lot of items. Another thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is, again, plastic bottles. A lot of Americans consume a lot of plastic bottles. Earthly.org estimated that 1 million plastic bottles are bought every minute in the United States, but only 23% of those are recycled. That is not a lot, and this is a big issue. If we were to recycle 10 plastic bottles according to the EPA or the Environmental Protection Agency of the United States, it can save up energy for a laptop, and it can power it for about 25 hours or more. So now that we have learned about the 3 R's, which are reduce, reuse, and recycle, I want to go back to our question from the beginning. Where do you see yourself in the next few years? I hope that with this information, you guys see yourself just helping our environment by implementing the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle. Another R that I want to add on this topic is remember. Remember that every little helps, but we can always do more by getting more involved in our community and looking online what can we do to reduce, reuse, and recycle. Even making a quick grocery list can help. We will be helping our community, reducing our costs, but most importantly, our planet. These are some of the items, again, that can be recycled, and I wanted to show you guys the symbol. So right here, it has the recycling symbol, but we know that plastic bottles can be recycled as well as the cap. This is a box that can be torn down and put into the recycling dispenser as well. And these are the amounts of bags that we had at our home. I am not sure if our recycling company can take them, but I know that our local Walmart can take them. So we'll be taking them to our local Walmart so that they can recycle them appropriately. Thank you so much for listening to my speech. If there's any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. Thank you and have a great night.